You think you know K-pop demon hunters, but wait till you see what's hiding beneath the surface. According to me, K-pop Demon Hunters is more than just catchy songs and slick animation. The film's deep story and characters deserve way more screen time. Imagine a series that dives into their pasts and mysteries. It could completely change how we see the whole universe. Here's where it gets even stranger. They barely scratch the surface of the main characters' pasts in the film. Roomie, Meera, and Zoe are world-class idols who fill arenas and captivate fans. But what shaped them into these fierce demon hunters? The movie only offers quick glimpses, leaving so many questions unanswered. Roomie, for example, is no ordinary singer, raised from birth by Celine to become a hunter. Her life was planned out in ways fans don't fully understand yet. What was it like growing up with that kind of pressure? Why was she chosen? Then there's Meera, whose rebellious streak made her an outcast in her own family. Did that isolation fuel her fighting spirit, or is there something deeper? And Zoe's story feels like it could break your heart. Growing up in the US, struggling to find her place and the right words for her lyrics. A series could explore each of their childhoods, family dramas, and personal battles, showing how their backgrounds shaped their music and hunting style. Wouldn't it be wild to see flashbacks revealing why Meera is so insecure or how Zoe learned to be a people pleaser? What common thread brought them together to form Huntrix in the first place? Just when you think you've got Roomie figured out, her family story throws a curveball. We know her mother died when she was young, and Celine stepped in as her adoptive mother. But beyond that, it's mostly silence. The real mystery, Roomie's father is a demon, which explains her strange markings and powers. But how did a demon and a human come together? What happened to them? The film leaves it all in the shadows. Imagine episodes diving into flashbacks of Roomie's parents, their unlikely meeting, struggles, and maybe even heartbreak. What kind of world forced them apart? Did they hide their love, or was it something darker? It would be intense to watch Roomie confront Celine, trying to uncover the truth about her origins and the secrets she's kept. Meanwhile, Meera and Zoe, curious and protective, might poke around too, creating tension and emotional moments. This backstory isn't just about mystery, it's key to understanding Roomie's identity and her fight. Knowing where she truly comes from could change everything, not just for her, but for the whole group. Would it be easier or harder to battle demons knowing your father was one? How would you deal with that? But wait, it's about to get way more shocking when we talk about Guima, the Demon King himself. The film gives us very little on his origins. We see his power and cruelty, but who was he before all this? Where did his strength come from, and why does he use shame as his weapon? Gimma isn't just any villain. He controls demons by turning their deepest regrets and guilt against them, twisting their minds. That method of torture hints at a dark, personal pain inside him. What made him so obsessed with shame? Was he once human, or was he betrayed in some unimaginable way? These questions open so many possibilities for a gripping backstory. A series could explore what drove Gimma into darkness, maybe a tragic loss or a betrayal that shattered his soul. What does he want beyond just tormenting humans? Is he searching for redemption, revenge, or something even darker? And how does he manage to command such loyalty from his demon army? Understanding Guima's motives would add layers to the story, making him more than just a villain, but a complex character with real stakes. Just when it seemed the story was all about the current team, the past hunters suddenly stepped into the spotlight. Throughout the film, we catch brief glimpses of hunter trios from decades ago, each adapting their music style to fit their era. This shows the legacy of Huntrix isn't just about fighting demons, it's about evolving with the times and inspiring hope through whatever's popular. A TV series could dive into these past groups, revealing their struggles, victories, and failures. It would be fascinating to see how each generation shaped the Hunmoon, the magical barrier keeping demons at bay, and how their music carried the same emotional power as today's idols. These stories would add depth to the world building and highlight the burden each group carried. Celine's role would be crucial here. As a former hunter herself, she's like the Alfred to Batman, a mentor who guides Roomie and the others with wisdom and tough love. Through flashbacks and her advice, viewers could learn what it really takes to balance a dangerous hunter's life with personal sacrifices. Her stories might include tips for defeating demons, lessons on teamwork, and moments of regret from her past battles. This history isn't just background. It shapes the present and future of the Hunters, showing that every fight is part of a bigger, ongoing battle. Now let's talk about Genu, the demon with a reputation that precedes him. Unlike other demons, Genu comes across as clever and goal-oriented, almost like a criminal mastermind in the demon world. We see that even demons respect him, including Guima, which hints at a complex hierarchy and rules among the dark forces. What's fascinating is how Genu manages his relationship with Guima and the other demons. He seems to command respect without brute force, using confidence and cunning instead. But was Genu always like this? So did Genu step on a few heads to get to the top? Or is he more of a chaotic wildcard who just refuses to follow the script? That's the kind of stuff that makes for juicy TV, honestly. I'm dying to know. What's his real deal? Was he always this powerful? Or did something weird happen in his past to give him all that mojo? Maybe he's just pretending to play loyal soldier for Gimma, but there's some secret beef simmering under the surface. Or maybe their history goes way back, like awkward family reunion back. That whole mind link thing he's got going with Gimma? Yeah, that's not normal, and you can bet it's going to blow up into something major. And let's talk villains for a sec. Genu's story could mess with the idea that all demons are just cartoon bad guys. There's gotta be some backstabbing, shady deals, and demon drama happening behind the scenes. Because, come on, even evil overlords have office politics. But honestly, what made me sit up was those animal sidekicks, like a literal ghost tiger that can phase through walls and fly, and a magpie on delivery duty. That's not your average demon pet combo. These two aren't just hanging around for the cuteness factor, they're packing legit magic. Makes you wonder, are they ancient guardians, maybe cursed to help out the chosen ones? Or are they tied to some bigger magical force, like the Hunmoon? The mystery just adds this wild, mystical vibe to everything. Honestly, if the writers dropped a whole episode just tracing where that tiger and magpie came from, how Genu got his hands on them, and what other bonkers powers they've got, I'd be glued to the screen. Plus, it'd be cool to see that the Hunters aren't just swinging swords alone. They've got backup from some otherworldly squad that's just as invested in the fight as they are. Romance is one of the film's most subtle but emotionally charged threads. The selfless act of Gu sacrificing himself for Roomie planted a strong emotional seed, though it barely had enough screen time to fully develop. This relationship, filled with sacrifice and complex feelings, could blossom into a deeper storyline in a series. Meanwhile, Meera and Zoe's hinted crushes on members of the rival Saja boys add a fun, relatable layer. They're idols with packed schedules, demon hunting responsibilities, and fans to impress. So where do romantic relationships fit in? It's a tricky balancing act that would make for compelling drama. Expanding on these romantic subplots in the series would offer fans a chance to see the characters' vulnerabilities and personal lives outside the battlefield. It could also raise the stakes emotionally, making their fights against demons not just about survival, but about protecting those they care about. Dude, the movie honestly feels like it's just the appetizer. Like, you get a taste and you're already hungry for the main course. Imagine the show kicking off right where we left the crew, Huntrix, who've already been through the ringer together, trying to juggle their double lives as musicians/demon slayers. Their music? Not just bops. It powers the whole barrier, keeping demons at bay. Wild, right? You'd think things would finally chill out, but nah. Something creepy shows up, totally ruins the vibe, and boom, they're yanked right back into the chaos. Classic. That's where the real fun kicks in. New mysteries, more magic, way more action, and let's be honest, probably a couple of ridiculous monsters that'll haunt your dreams. Plus, it's not just about fighting baddies. There's drama, heartbreak, and the occasional ego meltdown. Everyone's got their baggage, and watching them figure out how to work together, that's the good stuff. Toss in some juicy secrets about the demon world, maybe a plot twist or two, and you've got the perfect recipe for a show that slaps intense fights feelings and tunes that'll get stuck in your head for weeks. Fans are going to eat this up, no question. The idea of a K-pop Demon Hunters series is seriously exciting. Imagine all the stories waiting to be told next. Where do you think the journey will take Roomie and the team? If you enjoyed this, hit like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.